Things and chalk pretty things. How are you guys doing today? Today we're going to do a quick little project. Well, maybe not so quick, but it will definitely be colorful. We're going to go ahead and let me get my page pulled up here. Go ahead and use this cute little Disney transfer. It says, "I love my dog." And it has Pluto there all stretched out. We're going to be using this honeycomb frame, which is one of my favorites. Now this is out of stock today, but I did put a different frame in here. It's not as ornate as this, but I think it might work just as well. Now the nice thing about this honeycomb frame is you could use either the white surface or the black surface, and I am going to take it apart and just use the white surface today. So you can use either one, you can chalk one and then reverse it, so you can use two sides. So I'm just going to go ahead and swing the hinges open and pop out the white little piece. So it's black on one side, white on the other. We're going to use the white. I'm going to set this aside and just know that you can paint these if you want to match your project. I'm going to leave it white tonight. So we're going to get started quick and easy. This is just a chalkboard on both sides, and this is reusable. So if you get tired of your picture of Pluto on the back, you can go ahead and wet it down with some paste with water, scrape it off and wipe it off and reuse it. So these are great boards to get. When they come in stock, make sure you grab them. But the other ones they work just the same. Most of them, anything that says it's a boutique board will work like that. So I've got my little transfer here. First thing we're going to do is remove it from its backer. Just flip it. And I'm going to use my shirt because my fuzz cloth is somewhere else. You're just going to add a little bit of fuzz just to lessen the stickiness. These are sticky on the back, and that makes them great because they stick where you want them to be. And then when you're chalking, it's not moving around. If you can see, these are silkscreen. And so the paste will go through the silkscreen onto the surface below. I'm just going to center this and smooth it so that there's not any air bubbles. And this is what it looks like. All right, this is going to be a two-step process, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to go ahead and get my squeegee out and some black chalk paste. This is just our black, and it's creamy, and this is not going to take much paste. Now, I'm going to do some coloring in for this, so I'm just going to go ahead and quickly create, I'm going to create my outline of Pluto here. I'm not going to do the words, and I'm not going to do, maybe I will do his dog bone. I'm not going to do these little flowers. And this does have a watermark on it, a branding for Disney. I'm going to leave it on there. If you choose not to, you can do that as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and smooth that on. Now I've got a lot of paste left over here. Here's a quick tip. Just go ahead and put it back in your jar. I'm going to go ahead and smooth over this a little bit. And you'll see I made a mess here. I'll show you how to clean that up in a minute. And I'm just going to remove any excess paste I have. When you remove the excess paste, it creates a more even layer so that your design looks more even and professional. And it also helps it dry a little faster in that silk screen. All right, so I've got most of my black done. I'm going to go ahead and cap up that paste, and I'm going to wipe my squeegee off. And if you want, you can use a little bit of water. Now, one thing about the chalk paste is that it dries pretty quick, but you don't want it to dry inside that silk screen because then it will come up when you pull the silk screen up and it won't stay on the surface below. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pull this up a little bit. See how it went through to the back side? That is perfect. I'm going to let this flop back down, and I'm going to go ahead and put it down because I'm going to do the words in a different color, and I'm going to release the paste from the bottom by lifting up and peeling. So you see that mess right there? I've got two choices at this point. I can either clean it up right now, or I can let it dry and wipe it off. I'm going to go ahead and try and clean it up right now. Just using a board eraser and some water and then a little bit of piece of paper towel. And I'm just going to wipe that And sometimes I just like to go ahead and spray some water on my surface over here. This is a silicone mat. Whoops, and I am making a mess all over. This is a silicone mat, and so it will clean up. And this one, you know, I cleaned it up kind of messy. We're going to go ahead and take off that whole tail piece because we're going to go back over this with black anyway. So it is messy. I'm going to lay it back down. And so it's back in place. And so I'm going to go ahead and do the words in red, and I'm going to do some green, which I didn't add any green to my cart for the grass. So let's go ahead and do our green right now. This is meadow. And there's just a couple small pieces of greenery down here. Just some grass in a couple spots. And I'm going to leave that, clean up my squeegee. I'm done with the green. Next, I'm going to do the red words. And here I've got cherry. This is cherry paste. So once again, I'm going to get my squeegee. I'm going to make sure that what I put back down here doesn't have any air bubbles, because if you have air bubbles, it's going to bleed and it won't be a crisp design. So this says, I love my dog and like 3 people. Now this is just a simple little surface. The frame makes it look high-end, and whatever you chalk will make it look high-end too. And like I said, you can do things with the frame as well. You can paint it, you can stain it, you can add bows and little decorations if you want to. It's up to you what you do. Now I do have a mess on my hands, so I'm gonna go ahead and wipe my hands real quick. I don't know how I got so messy this time, but I did. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this transfer off completely. And I'm going to lay it down here, and I'm going to spray it with some water. We're going to clean it. So this is what it looks like right now, but we're going to color in and make it look even better. Okay, so sit tight. Let me get some of this cleaned up. I've got a little piece of a board eraser here, which I usually just kind of wet. And then I can really get this mess up. It's not as, it's the size, it started off the size of my other board eraser. But the smaller pieces just seem to work better for cleaning up. And I'm just going to clean up all that black paste. And usually it doesn't stain, so let's just work on that a little bit. And like I said, we're going to lay that transfer back down on top after we color. And so we'll bring back all those sharp lines, get it all cleaned up. Okay, the top looks good. This part here needs some help. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and erase the whole tail. And this is the same idea that you would do if you were to reuse one of these surfaces. You would generally, the paste would already be dry, so you would just kind of wet it down, let it soften, and then work at it. Okay, now since I'm going to color this, I'm going to go ahead and get this transfer cleaned. I've got it sprayed with some regular water. I'm going to wipe that first layer off with a paper towel. Just because the black is so pigmented, and as you can see, it makes a mess. So I'm going to go ahead and get that cleaned up real quick. And then I'm going to get my board eraser, which is wet, and I'm going to wipe over this whole transfer. Make sure that you get it out of that silk screen. So I'm going to go a couple different ways on this, a couple different directions. I'm going to wipe my dirty counter underneath because all that paste went through, all that dirty water went through. And then I'm going to go ahead and spray the back side, squeeze out and rinse my board eraser. And like I said, black is the toughest. And I'm going to wipe that out. So make sure you're cleaning both sides of your transfer. This side here is sticky. Go gentle on it. You want it to stay sticky so that you get those nice crisp designs every single time. And then I'm going to get a dry paper towel and dry everything up. I'm finding black paste everywhere. Okay, I'm going to let this sit aside, sticky side up, just to dry. We are going to do this again. We are going to use it again. So I am going to go ahead and dry this because we're going to do some coloring. I'm going to dry this up. Still don't like how this is cleaning. Now don't spray your paste because it will move on you. Okay, let's dry this up and then we'll go ahead and work on Pluto. So if you are a Disney fan like me, go ahead and hit the heart button and let me know that you're watching and that you love Disney as much as I do. I love Disney so much. I love to go and visit every opportunity I get. And I'm at a great advantage because my grandkids love it too. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to paint in Pluto. And Pluto's kind of a yellow color. Actually, he's got a red collar. Let's go ahead and put his collar on. Or let's paint it in. I'm just using my red paste and a little paintbrush. And I'm just going to paint this in. Okay. And then I think I'm probably going to put a little blue ring around it too. Let's try a blue. I'm going to go ahead and dry that up real quick. The red. And I'm going to do a little bit of blue around his collar. Let's give him a little bit of a patriotic look, although this is a lighter blue. I'm just going to go ahead and paint that right around here. And if you go over the lines a little bit, it's okay because we're going to put that design back in. We're just going to paint right back on with our original transfer. Okay, I got him painted with this collar. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and make a color. I think I'm going to blend some of the yellow with maybe some gold, just to tone down that gold a little bit. Or, let's see, maybe Nominee. Maybe we'll tone it down with Camel. So I'm going to put some of my yellow in here. And remember that once you mix a color, you don't want to run out because then you're going to have a different color come up. So I've got Bumblebee. And then I'm going to add a little bit of Dune, a little at a time, to mix that up. So he's not really a yellow dog, he's a brownish, goldish dog. And I'm going to put a little more Dune than I thought I would have to. Mix that up. So it's mixing up to be, it's toning down that yellow just a little bit. Looks kind of like a mustard. Maybe I'll add a little bit more brown of Dune to get the right color. So what are you guys doing today on a Thursday? Once again, boy, these weeks fly by so fast. I remember talking about Thursdays last week, saying how it's like the weekend's almost here. and getting so excited. But now the weekend's come and gone, and most of the week has come and gone. And here we are at Thursday again. Okay, guys, I'm just going to go ahead. I'm not sure if this is the best brush, but I'm just going to get started painting in Pluto. And I'm just going to go ahead and paint along the sections, just like you're doing a coloring page. But if I go over the lines a little bit, I'm okay with that because I'm going to add the details back in. And so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, I got one leg done, this one done. Being more careful when I'm butting up my colors to another one. And careful along the outside edges. Just painting them. And if you want to, you can also water down this paste a little bit just to make sure that it goes on a little thinner and it would be more of a translucent color. Well, I did go outside the line there, but I can scrape that off when I'm done. I'm just trying to smooth up my lines here. Make it look a little more professional. Do his leg and his feet. His elbow, if they have elbows. Do dogs have elbows? What do you guys call them? A joint? Okay, so I'm going to be careful right in here because it is a small area. And right here around his collar is a very small area. I got to do his foot. And then his face. I'm not sure what color I think I'm going to leave his eyes white. Give him blue eyes. No, we'll leave him white. I'm going to do his head. Guess this is an ear. Sometimes it's hard to figure out what these parts are. But this one's pretty darn easy. So I'm going to leave his eyes white. Okay, I think he looks pretty good. I just need to do his tongue. We'll give him a little peak tongue. And I did mix up way too much yellow, so lesson be learned. I don't know, maybe I can save that as a mixed color in another jar and use it for something else. Okay, so pink. I have a pink out. This is slate rose, but I think Marvelous would be good. Peony. It's kind of pinky, but it'll be good. But I like the color of this, I think. Just a little touch is all we're going to need for his tongue. He looks thirsty. He looks thirsty. Okay. I think that's good, guys. We're going to go ahead and dry it up, and then we'll lay our transfer back over. So I'm just going to dry this because when I lay my transfer back over, I don't want it to pick up any of that paste that we just laid down. So we really want it to be dry. So this is what it looks like so far. Maybe I should paint that bone in a little bit. I just noticed I did some of the grass black and some of it green. Maybe I'll just go black over everything. See how I did the black right here and then green down below? I think when I go over everything, I'll just make it all black. So this shouldn't take too long to dry. We didn't do a really thick layer, but we'll be done in just a second. Okay, so I do have that bit of yellow right here. I'm just going to scratch it off. Okay, it's off. So I had it right up there. I scratched it off and it comes off. I do think I still want to work on this, getting this board a little cleaner from that black that I overdid. Whoops. Just make sure your board eraser piece is clean, because that's what's going on. Is I've got other colors of paste in here. It's just kind of picking it up. Okay, that looks better. Okay. So now all I need is my black paste. So these are translucent, they're see-through. So we can just lay this back down right over the top and line it up perfectly. So I'm looking at the letters up here. I love my dog and they're perfect. Gonna move my little nose down. Move this up. That tail lined up. I do feel a little piece of paste right underneath his nose or something. Oh, it's so tiny too, and you can really feel it. Okay, I'm going to press it down. I'm going to go ahead and chalk over this whole design except for the words. And notice I didn't get his tail because I wiped it all off when I was cleaning. So I'm just going to get my squeegee and my black paste and just go over this. And this is amazing how this just brings it back to life. What looks kind of bland and boring after I colored it in will look spectacular once I'm done with this step here. Okay, are you guys ready? Ready for this reveal? Here we go. Isn't that awesome? I love it so much. I love it. I love it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clean this one more time. It'll give our little design a little break and let it dry up on its own. Get my board eraser. And wipe this clean. Now, taking care of these transfers is important because they are reusable between 8 and 12 times. And the key to making that happen is to take care of them and clean them and store them properly. So clean both sides of your transfer. Make sure there's not any paste sitting in there, because that'll block the paste from going through next time. Okay. Looking to see where I put my transfer backer. I'm not quite sure. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, paper towel, dries it up. Make sure you dry it out of the silk screen. And as you're drying it, you may be getting some more dirty water on it, out of it. The black may stain the teal part of your screen. I'll show you. So this is my transfer backer that it came off of and I saved. I put the white side up, sticky side to white side. smooth it down. That wasn't straight. Well, that's not straight either. Usually they're so easy. I think it's just a day that doesn't want to cooperate with me. Okay, so smooth it down, get all the air bubbles out, make sure it's got contact with the backer sheet. So now it won't pick up all the lint. And then when this is back on the sheet and it's dry, I just go ahead and put it back in the cellophane wrapper it came in. And that's how I store them. I just put it in. They've got this little, if it does this where it rolls up, just get in there and push it down. Unstick it and push it down. It's one of those days, guys. Okay. Okay, then I have the flap inside. It does have a sticky flap on the bottom. I'm going to unstick it and fold it over. And now it's clean. Do you see how it's kind of stained on the dark part, the teal part? That's okay, as long as there's no staining inside the white part. So now I'm ready to store this. And we can dry this just a little bit and put it back in our frame. Okay, so here's our honeycomb frame, and all we're going to do is put it inside the frame and just kind of thinking that it may still be wet, but it's going to be okay. Push it in there. And then we're going to latch the hinges. Something about this one corner doesn't want to go in. There we go. Okay, so here's our finished piece, guys. Look at it. Do you see the details in that? It's so cute. So I hope if you love dogs, consider hanging this in your house. I love Disney and I love dogs, so this is going up probably one of my kids' houses because they have a dog and I don't. So we'll give it to them. But anyway, it's adorable. I love it. So cute. I love everything Disney. Okay, guys, the link is dog. If you want a link to the products I'm using, it's dog. Type the word dog in, check your messenger, and you'll have a link to all the products I'm using today. And the frame will be different, but it'll work the same way. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye.